Hello viewers, today for the initial checkout we have a General Electric 2-in-1 telephone. This is model number 2-9420A, and it does comply with Part 68 of the Federal Communication Council rules. It's made in Malaysia, and I don't know if this would be an Atkins or a Thomson's product. Looks like it's going to be a Thomson's product, and there's supposedly a lithium battery in there. Let's see if I can get that open real quick just to make sure that's not leaking or anything, or causing any kind of freak show in there. Where's the lithium's battery? This is some funny man battery. Oh, it's a like a CR2032 kind of battery. It's from the Japan. It's a Panasonic. I'm sure it's long spoiled by now, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and put that into the recycle. It's not going to do any good over here. Okay, now let's configure this base for table. This end up for wall mount, so this should be like this for table mount. And this telephone is in kind of bad shape. The yellowing is unbelievable. Why is that not latching in there? I'm kind of worried to force it because of how brittle it's going to be from all the yellowing. There it goes. It's so yellowed you can see the plastic is like changing textures. Oh, I can see it in the person, I don't know. You can kind of see it on the video. Now you can see it pretty good. So when I clean this, I'm going to have to be very careful because it's going to be super brittle. The handset is the same way. It must have sat near a sunny window because you can see where the handset would have rested. It's still white. So it does have 12 memories, and the paper is in good condition. It's never been written on. Oh, it's got some instructions under there. That's clever. Alright, let's get this thing plugged in. And I gotta get a cord for it. Oh, the plugs are kind of weird. They go sideways. I'll just grab the cord from the testing phone because we're not going to be transmitting into the testing phone during this video. Okay, so the ring is on high. I wonder if it's a different ringer per line. Well, let's turn everything on here and find out. Classic. Alright, let's change it to line 2. It is different. Much quieter. It's another kind of a classic sounding ringer. Hello, hello, check, check. Not good. We have no audio here. Oh, there we go. It just wasn't turned on. Now we have audio. Okay. So, in theory, if I was to hook up another line, I'll just grab one of these phone cords that I have conveniently sitting over here. If I grab another line here out to the mains, I think I should be able to call the testing answering machine and then conference in the main line. Let's see if I can do that. Go figure. It took too long and it cut the message off. Oh, we'll try again. Oh, that's weird. It's 2 dial tones. That's weird. This seems to have a delay. I'm kind of surprised considering it's a mechanical switch, most likely. Goof.
Deposit checks without closing that dating app. People's United Bank N.A., member FDIC. Today is Sunday, November 14th.
Phone sounds good and clear. Okay, so I think in theory we should now have a message on there with the time and temperature recording. Okay, so now I'll record another, I guess this will be the third testing message into this testing answering machine so we can hear the transmit quality.
3 new messages and 8 old messages. Message 1. Message 2.
Good evening. Snap, click, deposit checks without closing that dating app. People's United Bank N.A., member FDIC. Today is Sunday, November 14th. People's United Bank, time 9:07. Current temperature.
Message 3.
I don't know if that could be heard on the message, but this appears to be picking up some kind of RF interference. I've never had that happen here before. I don't know what would be doing it. That's really quite strange. Anyways, the reason I was calling was to let you know that I have a lot of nostalgia to GE telephones. My grandparents always had a GE telephone in the kitchen, hanging on the wall. The first one, it goes back many years. I still have the thing somewhere, but it was one of the telephones that got damaged in one of numerous lightning strikes that happened over there. And so certain parts of that phone don't work completely properly anymore. But this telephone reminds me very much of that telephone because the buttons are the same kind of shiny gray plastic that the buttons on the other telephone were. And the lights above the line indicators look like they would illuminate the same way as the lights did on the other telephone. There was only one time that I can think of where they didn't have a GE telephone in the kitchen, and that was when they had some kind of a SBC or Bell Sonicor or something like that phone in the kitchen, and that phone was awful, and that thing never worked right. And then after that, there was another GE phone that was a trimline phone. I have that one somewhere as well, but the buttons stopped working properly, and I haven't been able to get it apart to fix it. And then after that, for a very brief period of time, they had I think I put it there, in fact. I put that clear trimline phone that I used to have in my bedroom many years ago into the kitchen, but it never really got into use because by then they had the cordless phones. They had the Uniden 1580, and before that they had a 2080 as well. And then they uglified the kitchen, and when they did that, they canceled out the phone outlet on the wall, so now there's no more corded phone in the kitchen. In fact, they also, at one point in time, had a cordless General Electric phone. It was a 2.4 gigahertz phone, and that one was pretty short-lived because the cordless phone had some problems from day one and never worked quite right. You know, all those GE phones that they had never really worked the greatest. I don't know why they kept buying General Electric phones. I guess maybe it's for the same reason that they keep buying Duracell batteries.
End of messages.
That sounded perfectly fine, although there was that RF interference type sound both ways. I heard it on the handset and it was also heard in the messages. The only thing I can think of is I do have the wireless thing on right now. I have a bunch of computers in the other room downloading some updates. Maybe that caused it. Let's see if I can I don't hear it now. I hear it a little bit on the phone, on a headset here. I don't know. It's got to be the wireless computer thing. I can't think of what else it would be. Anyway, so it looks like everything's working here. It's going to take some effort to get this cleaned up. There's a lot of junk in between the handset and on the base, and we'll have to do it very carefully because of all the yellowing, but it'll be a neat telephone to have once it's set up. I kind of like these handsets. They're pretty good in the ergonomics, and the sound is clear and the pickup is good.